Oh, hey guys, didn't see you there. Dr. Joe Wallace here, and with so many people working from home right now, I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you guys about how to set up an ergonomic home workspace. When we are working in an office environment or at a desk, we're often spending 6 to 8 hours a day in the same position, right? And this information can translate over to when you're going into the office too, because there, if you're spending 6 to 8 hours a day, that's 30 to 40 hours a week, 1,500 to 2,000 hours a year in that same position when you're sitting there at your desk on your computer, right? So if we're spending that much time in one position, we want to make sure that our bodies are in an optimal position for long-term health and well-being. I'd like to start by addressing screen placement. Ideally, we want our screen to be 15 degrees above eye level. If you're looking down towards your screen all day, the structural integrity of your cervical spine actually begins to decrease. And over time, you'll lose that nice forward curve that you're supposed to have in your neck. That curve is there so that your spine is able to support the weight of your head. When we lose that curve and our spine is no longer able to support the weight of our head, now that burden is placed on the musculature in the back of our neck, a lot of the soft tissue structures back there. And this excess stress on that musculature and soft tissue structures is often the cause of neck pain and tension headaches, among other things. So we want to have our screen above eye level to encourage a little bit of extension in our neck and help maintain a proper cervical curve. We also want our screen to be directly in front of us. We do not want our head turned off to one side or the other. This causes structural and muscular imbalances on the right side versus the left side of our body. These imbalances can be the cause of neck pain, shoulder pain, numbness tingling into our hands, headaches, among other things. You'd be amazed the number of patients that come in and say, well, I didn't do anything, and my neck or my shoulder just started hurting me. As I begin to ask them about their setup at work or in the office, they're telling me, well, yeah, my keyboard's here, my mouse is over here, and my screen's off in that direction. So they're sitting like this all day. Like we said, this can cause a lot of the imbalances on the right to left side of the body when we're in that position for so many hours a day, a week, a year, this kind of thing. And a number of those things that can be caused by that is neck pain, shoulder pain, numbness and tingling in the hands, because the nerves that leave our neck run down our arms and into our hands. So if these nerves are being interfered with somewhere in our neck, symptoms can start to arise anywhere along those innervation pathways. So to wrap up screen placement, we want 15 degrees above eye level, and we want our screens to be directly in front of us. Now to address keyboard and mouse placement. To determine the height of our keyboard, I want you to sit up straight, shoulders back, and relax, so let your shoulders fall wherever's comfortable. And then with your elbows at 90 degrees, that is going to be the correct height for your keyboard and for your mouse to be. If your keyboard's too high, you'll naturally compensate by pulling your shoulders up to your ears. This is a very tense position, right? And it can not only increase stress levels, but it actually places excess strain on your shoulder and neck area. Again, this can cause some shoulder pain, neck pain, headaches, numbness and tingling into our hands, these kinds of things. Now, you want your mouse to be as close to your keyboard as you can possibly be, so as directly in front of you as possible. If you have to reach way over to the side to get to your mouse, again, now we're causing excess strain on the shoulder, repetitive micro trauma that can cause a lot of the shoulder, neck problems, even headaches, things of that nature. So to wrap up keyboard and mouse placement, you want them at a comfortable height, shoulders back and down, elbows at 90 degrees, and you want those directly in front of you as well. That leads us to our chair position. Now, ideally, we would all have standing desks, right? Because sitting really is the new smoking. It's a very unhealthy position for us to be in. But there are some things that we can do to make it better, because not everybody has access to standing desks, right? So with your feet comfortably on the floor, you want your chair to be as high as it possibly can be without pulling your feet off the floor, right? That's so the angle between your torso and your hips here can be greater than 90 degrees. When this angle is less than 90 degrees and our knees are up near our chest, This causes, over time, this causes our hip flexors to become shortened and severely weakened. So that's tight hip flexors, right? And this can cause a number of problems throughout our hips and down into our leg area. We want to make sure the chair as high as possible with our feet comfortably on the ground so our hips don't tighten up on us as much as they otherwise would. If you do sit on a chair most of the time, please make sure you're getting up and walking around at least 1 time per hour. And people, do not sit on your wallet. I can't even tell you the number of people that do this, and I can't imagine it's very comfortable. But outside of just being uncomfortable, it actually causes our hips to become uneven, which can cause a number of problems such as sciatica and some other things in our hip and leg area. So that was a little bit of information on how we want to set up our equipment, right? But how about the most important equipment of all? Our bodies. There are certain things we want to think about when we're sitting at our desk as far as body position goes. First thing we want to think about is chest up, shoulders back, and shoulders down too, right? In a nice relaxed position. We don't want to be pulling our shoulders up towards our ears. And make sure our shoulders are back, because when our shoulders are rolled forward, it actually decreases oxygen supply up into the apex of our lungs. When we're not getting enough oxygen up into the apex of our lungs, we're not getting enough oxygen to our brain. Now, as you can imagine, this is not great for brain function and actually can be the source or cause of some headaches as well. Also, when we're hunched over like this, we can place excess stress on our low back, lumbar spine area, which causes low back pain and tightness. And while we are sitting up straight, another thing to think about is breathing with your belly and not your chest. Deep breathing with your diaphragm actually provides stability for your lumbar spine. When you're stabilizing your lumbar spine with your diaphragm and with that air pressure, it takes some of the stress off the musculature in your low back and can help prevent some of that low back pain and tightness. One thing to avoid at all costs are laptops, right? So laptops force our hands and our eyes to be at the same level. And we just covered all the problems that we can cause when we're looking down or if our hands are too high. It's hard to sit up straight while using a laptop. And even if we are sitting up straight, it forces us to look down towards the screen. And again, we talked about the number of issues that can cause in our neck area and headaches and those kind of things. So I am going to show you a little bit of a demonstration here. I'm going to turn away from the camera. I'm not meaning to be rude, but I think it's the best way to show you guys what I've been talking about here. So to recap, screen placement right, we want our screen to be 15 degrees above eye level and directly in front of us, with our shoulders back and relaxed, and our elbows at 90 degrees. That's the height that we want our keyboard to be at, and again, we want our keyboard and mouse to be directly in front of us. We want our chair as high as possible, with our feet still comfortably on the ground. We want to be sitting up straight, chest out, shoulders back, and shoulders down, again relaxed. And we want to remember to breathe with our belly, which to help stabilize our lumbar spine area. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope this information was helpful, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And please share this video with any family and friends who you think may benefit from this information. Let's be proactive about our health so we don't have to be reactive.